Okay, so there is a gene flow now. There is a gene flow because they are meeting from this population, they are meeting the other population. Now, in the second instance, what happens is that a river starts flowing, a river flows between the two populations. Okay, river flows between the two population, which makes them completely separated. Okay, which makes them completely separated. Both the populations are both the populations are completely separated, because of which now they reproduce in their own population. Okay, now they reproduce within their own population, and over the years the phenomena responsible for evolution, that is natural selection and genetic drift. Okay, genetic drift will accumulate new characters. Okay, will accumulate a lot of variation in both, a lot of variation in both the population, in both the subpopulation. Accumulate variations. Okay, this will lead to completely new species of this one and this one. Okay, this will lead to formation of new species, species 1 and species 2. Okay, so much so that even if the beetle from this population is traveling to this population, they won't be able to reproduce. Okay, they will act very abnormal towards each other, they will act very strange, as if they don't know each other. Okay, so this process wherein a new species is generated because of its geographical distribution or because of a combination of genetic drift and natural selection, this process is called as speciation. Okay, this process is called as speciation. Years of genetic drift, natural selection and their geographical distribution made them completely different from each other, which leads to the formation of new species. This process is called as speciation. Okay, yes, so we saw what is speciation. Now the next concept is evolution. Okay, the main concept which we have to study now. Okay, so when we talk about evolution, a very important thing which we need to know is characteristics. Okay, what are characteristics? Characteristics, it can be a feature of a person, like human beings have two hands. Okay, it is a feature. Then, or it can be a particular function, like we can think. Okay, we can consciously do our things, so that is a particular function. So characteristics are details of a particular behavior, appearance, or a particular function or a form. Okay, so plants can do photosynthesis is also a characteristic. Now, some basic characteristic will be shared by most of the organisms. The cell is the basic unit of life in all the organisms. The characteristics in the next level of classification would be shared by most but not all organisms. So now, characters become the basis of classification. How they become basis is that because of similar characters, when two organisms have a similar character, we classify them into one group. Okay, characteristics, a particular form or a function. Okay, when common characteristics of two organisms, we classify them in one group. Okay, we classify them in one group, common characters. So characteristics are very important for classification. Now, okay, so when the organisms are classified based upon the characters, we it also helps us to understand their close ancestor, means how two organisms are closely related. For example, now in this common group, if there are two organisms, how they are closely related to each other, that will help us to know their common ancestor. Okay, so characters, the more characteristics two species will have in common, the more they are closely related, and the more they are closely related, the more they will have a recent common ancestor. Okay, for example, a brother and a sister. Okay, a brother and a sister have a common ancestor, that is their parents. Okay, now means they are more closely related. But a cousin brother and a girl and her first cousin, okay, they are also related, but they are less than a girl and her brother, but still they have a common ancestor, they are grandparents. Okay, there is less relation, but they have a common ancestor. Okay, but they are less closely related. So characteristics also help us to tell how the organisms to species are closely related. Closely related, and if they have a common ancestor. Okay, so we have two types of characters which we need to study. First type are the homologous characters. Okay, homologous characters. Now these characters are the ones which have a basic structure, common structure, but they are modified to perform different functions. Okay, everyone, my name is Nikita and I am from the Bodhi Academy. In the last video, had started with the chapter Heredity and Evolution from 10th Standard Science textbook. We completed with the first part of the chapter, that is heredity. And today we are going to see the second part of the chapter, which is evolution. Okay, so when we talk about evolution, what idea do we have about this word evolution? Okay, does this word means development, progress, or what it is? So in this part, in this video, we will be knowing what evolution is and how it is different from development. Okay, so over here there is an experiment. Okay, there is a experimental experimental phenomena which we need to see to study about this concept of evolution. Okay, so now in a population, so here we have considered a population of beetles which are red in color. Okay, beetles which are red in color. So these beetles are present in a vegetation, okay, in an area, in an environment, and these beetles are eaten by the crows. Okay, so the beetles in the first cases are eaten by the crows. Now what happens after some years, when they reproduce, there is one variation. Okay, there is one variation. One beetle in this becomes green. Okay, there is a variation. We know that sexual reproduction leads to variation. Okay, so here also there is a variation wherein one beetle becomes green. After some generations, most of the beetles turn green in color. Okay, they become green in color. Now in this case, what happens is that this green color of beetles are not seen by the crows. Okay, they are camouflaged, they are not seen by the crows, because of which more of the green beetles now survive. Okay, so now over here only the green beetles survive. Green beetles survive, and there is the population of only green beetles now in the entire environment. So it has changed from red beetles to green beetles. Okay, now in this case we have seen that there was just one gene which has entered the population, one different gene, because of which the beetle turned green. Okay, Now why only green color beetles got increased? Okay, why the population of green beetles increased? This is because it gave it a survival advantage. It gave the green color, the beetles, the green color, a set survival advantage. So this means this phenomena, when the naturally when naturally the a particular trait is selected by the nature which gives them a survival advantage, is called as natural selection. So this is an example of natural selection, wherein a particular gene enters the population and that gives the organism a survival advantage, and it is naturally selected by the environment. Okay, so this is an example of natural selection. Now in the second instance, what happens is that again we consider the red beetles only. This time the variation of the red beetles the variation in their color is blue color. Okay, the variation is blue color, so it will be same case. Okay, they will be eaten by the crows, but this time what happens is that elephant comes, okay, and the foot of the elephant, it kills most of the red beetles. Okay, it kills most of the red beetles, and who survives is that the blue beetles survive. Okay, the blue beetles survive and they increase their population. Now this is a matter of chance. Okay, this was a matter of chance which lead to the change in the genes. Okay, which lead to the change in the characters and which lead to the shift in the genes. So this phenomena is an example of genetic drift. Okay, genetic drift, which shifts a particular type of genus due to some environmental effects or any other thing. It leads to changes in the genes, the shift in the gene, that is called as genetic drift. Okay, so these two phenomena, the natural selection and genetic drift, both are the main reasons, okay, which contribute to the process of evolution. Okay, to the process of evolution, natural selection and genetic drift. So now in the third case, again we consider the red beetles only. The population wherein the red beetles were staying, okay, in that area, the vegetation became scarce because of some diseased plants. The vegetation became scarce, because of which now the weight of the beetle is reduced. Okay, weight of the beetle is reduced, but we can see that in the last generation, of which what we can see, the size of the beetles, the weight of the beetles appears to be similar as the first generation. It has not gained the less weight beetles. It has appeared to be the same as the normal weight beetles. Now why is that so? Why is that the weight of the beetle was not inherited by the beetles? The reduced weight of the beetle was not inherited. Okay, now the main reason for this is, so the characters which have a basic structure, common structure, but they are modified to perform different functions. For example, the mammals have 4 limbs, and birds, reptiles and amphibians also have 4 limbs. The basic structure of the limbs is similar, but they are modified to perform different functions. Okay, so we have homologous characters wherein they have a common structure but they are modified to perform different functions. Okay, now opposite to this are the analogous characters. Okay, analogous characters are the opposite to homologous characters. means they will have a different bodies, different structure of the organs, but they will perform the same function. Okay, analogous characters are the ones which look, the structures which look similar and have similar components but perform different functions. Okay, they will have a, sorry, analogous characters will be the one which have a different, okay, which have a different structure but they will perform the same functions. For example, the wings of bats. Okay, the wings of bats are skin folds stretched mainly between elongated fingers. Okay, these are the wings of the bats. But the wings of the birds are feathery, covering all the arm. Okay, so they have a different structure. Analogous having different structure, okay, but they perform same function. Okay, for example, the bats and the birds. Okay, the bats have a skinny wings, birds have feathery, but both perform the same function, that is flight. Okay, so this is about the analogous and the homologous characters. Yeah, so these characters help us to study evolutionary relationships and to classify the organisms. Next is the fossils. Okay, we can say different fossils over here. Now, what are these fossils? Fossils are the dead remains of the organisms or the plants which have over the years which have become very hard and they are deep into the earth. Okay, they are present inside the earth. Now, how are these fossils important to us? Fossils will tell us, will help us to study the evolutionary relationships. Means if we find a fossil, okay, if we know how old is the fossil, okay, we can find out that, or if we can find out what contents of the fossil, then we will be able to understand that what organism it was and how old is that particular organism. So that is how fossil is helping us. There are two components of fossil estimation. One is the relative component. Okay, so next is fossils. They are the dead remains of organisms or the plants. So how to estimate them? One is relative estimation. Relative estimation is wherein we just dig the earth. Okay, we dig the earth and whatever is found on the top of the earth, those are new fossils. Okay, found on the top are the new ones and the ones which are found at the bottom are old. Okay, they are old. Now another way of, second way of dating fossils is by detecting the ratios of different isotopes of the same element in the fossil material. Okay, so detecting the ratios means what? Isotopes, different isotopes of the same element, means isotopes of the same element, what material the fossil material has. Okay, which isotope it has, it will tell us how old they are. Okay, so next is by to find out the isotopes. So these are the two ways of dating the fossils to know how old is a particular material. Okay, now evolution by stages. Now we know that evolution is not just a one day process or just one feature. It occurs by stages. Okay, whatever changes, whatever we are today, okay, human beings are today, is because there is a lot of evolution happened in one particular ancestor. Okay, now this is because evolution is happening because of a particular change. Okay, a change that is useful for one property to start can become useful later for a quite different function. A change, a particular change, if it was started out for a particular function, later it can be for different one. For example, feathers for in the birds was started out as insulation in the cold weather, but later it became useful for flight. Okay, so this in this way a particular change can be for one particular function, but later it can change into another function. That is how evolution starts. Okay, so what we have one very important example over here, it is of artificial selection. Okay, now we have seen what is natural selection, right? That is how nature selects which traits have to be present in the environment. Similarly, when those traits are selected by humans, okay, by men, it is called as artificial selection. So here is an example of the cabbage. Okay, the cabbage as a food plant, the farmers wanted to select for very short distances between the leaves, and they have bred the cabbage that we eat. Okay, so this is the wild cabbage, and there is a lot of evolution from this cabbage. Okay, now the farmers wanted the farmers wanted to select very short distances between the leaves, and they came up with this cabbage that we eat. Okay, short between leaves. Okay, now second example, now secondly, how it was, the next is that some wanted to select for arrested flower development. Okay, arrested flower development is very new. At the flowering stage you arrest their growth. Okay, that is how they have bred broccoli and sterile flowers. Okay, sterile flowers, that is cauliflower. Okay, so arrested flower development. Okay, so how broccoli came is by arrested development, and cauliflower came with sterile flowers. Okay, later the farmers wanted slightly larger leaves. Okay, and they came up with the leafy vegetables, that is the kale. Okay, they just wanted larger leaves. Then some wanted swollen parts. Okay, swollen parts, and they came up with the kohlrabi. Okay, so from one plant, that is wild cabbage, with different variations, the farmers came up with the different varieties which we today eat as it looks like different vegetables to us, right? So we can see that from one common ancestor, thus all these vegetables have evolved. So is it that when there was evolution of one vegetable, the previous one just got, disappeared, or the previous one got extinguished or something? No, right? it is it is because evolution is not progress. Okay, evolution is just a formation of another species which is better than the first one. Okay, it is better than the first one, and it is not progressive or development. It is just a formation of a new species which is much better than the first one, or which has much better advantages than the first one. Okay, so evolution should not be equated with progress. Okay, so here we understand what is evolution. Evolution is not progress. it is the formation of new species which are better than previous. Okay, and the previous one is not, does not disappear. Okay, the previous one does not disappear. Does not disappear. Okay, with a new species plus the previous species, evolution helps us. Okay, evolution helps us in generating, very importantly, the diversity. Okay, so evolution should not be equated with progress. It is just the formation of new species which are better than the first one. This does not mean that the previous one gets deleted. Okay, it is the combination of the new species plus the previous species give us diversity. So evolution is a form of diversity. It is not progress. Okay, it is not progress, or it is not development. Okay, so the last one from this chapter is human evolution. The same tools which were used for tracing evolutionary relationship, that is excavating, then time dating and studying fossils, as well as determining DNA sequences. Okay, now what are these DNA sequences? We know that we have DNA in our the chain is made up of DNA, right? And the DNA has a particular code. Okay, so each organism has a different code in the DNA sequence. It is made up of a different code, but it can be that there is some similarity in the DNA, some percentage similarity in the DNA of the two organisms which are closely related. Okay, that helps us to understand how the organisms are closely related. So determination of DNA sequences was very important when we were studying human evolution. So excavating, time dating fossils, as well as studying DNA sequences helped us to find out the human evolution. Now over here we need to know that the earliest members of the human species is the Homo sapiens. Okay, Homo sapiens is come from the Africa. Our genetic footprints can be traced back to our African roots. Okay, so which country we were first found, or our species was first found, the Homo sapiens was first found, was the African country. Okay, and yes, so this is how human evolution occurred. Okay, so today we saw what is evolution and how evolution occurs, how it generates diversity. Okay, the very important concepts from this part are natural selection, genetic drift, which helps in speciation. Okay, then difference between homologous and analogous characters, and then what are fossils. Okay, what are fossils, then how fossils help in the estimation of, help in finding out evolution relationships. Okay, and also what is evolution. Okay, and this, okay, this evolution of the cabbage is very important. It surely comes in the exam. Okay, so that's it in this chapter. So yes, thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel.